Madolche leaps into action today as we can see what the new cards can do. The angry little gimmick puppets are back, and we have some white witchwood innovations for you and much, much more. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more Oz content. You wanted to see some new Madolche leaping into action with some pretty interesting innovations. Well, the first thing I can tell you here is a Horus package in our candy treats deck, but doesn't this go against everything that, you know, the candy treats want to do? They don't want to have a grave. Well, I think this is kind of an interesting idea, being able to kind of mess around with this. You do see that we do have the Angeli, all the standard modern era stuff built into the deck, but you also only have one copy of the desserts in here, and we're also playing one copy of the Tiara phrase and one copy of the Link 3. In terms of, you know, things that have really changed with this deck, the answer is not really a lot. It is actually very cool to still see the Vernal Sil stuff still helping this deck, you know, kind of combo up through its lines. Still do play the one pudding cess and your wide selection of hand traps for your one of crossout designator. I will say that once we see this deck come to the TCG and we start to see people develop, you know, some of these ideas that kind of come with this, I'm fully expecting this deck to do good. Also, Double Promenade is very nice. One Field Spell, the one Salon. All the pretty interesting stuff that you're happy to see. I will say, though, the fact that the Horus stuff facilitates zombie-vampire interactions for this deck is actually kind of funny. I can't say that I'm not all that surprised, but this is pretty cool to see here. All right. Oh, the gimmick puppets. You know, it was a matter of time until we saw the little soldiers coming on in to fight here, or people trying out some of the new little engine pieces for this. And I also see over here, of course, we're going to be playing Horus cards. Why would we not want to focus on these Horus cards? Being able to have these Horus cards, hopping through the engine pieces, being able to set up, guess what? All of these rank 8 plays that you have down here is actually pretty good. We're also focusing on 2 copies of the Chimera doll, which is pretty good. I will say, for all intents and purposes, for the new gimmick puppet stuff, well, I mean, you're not gimmick puppet locking your opponent with this. What you're doing, though, is you are producing some very heavy OTK monsters. And, well, I see we're doing Grinder, the gimmick puppet of strings, and the giant hunter himself. I can only imagine being able to competitively use chaos numbers to grind out the competition. But hey, this is what you want to see. I know a lot of people were very happy see some of these gimmick puppet numbers along the way and the ideas of things that they could do. I'm actually very impressed with this. I see we're playing one copy of the Service Puppet as well, but okay. And hello, rank up Argent Chaos Force. I'm so happy. Like, honestly, seeing this deck do well is very, very, very nice. All right, what else we got back here? Finally. I was wondering if somebody would start to kind of look at the Magical Musketeer stuff and go, hey, you know, there is a method of madness to this. And I mean, obviously, I think there is, but you got to remember, you're not going to try to bulk down too much on this. I mean, you know, the triple Caspar 1 dock with the triple Starfire, that's pretty much about as much value as I feel like you're going to get off of this. Most of the rest of this, I mean, obviously, Finn Smith tracked us with the Lowry to put it on the field for the little extension's good. You do have a deck, though. Unfortunately, you're going to have to kind of rely on Yield Kaiser Coliseum, kind of slow down the pace of the game. 150% sure that this card is going to be the absolute value. Also, I mean, hey, being able to force your opponent in to a one-on-one battle with like a max or something, while you get a turn to kind of facilitate going down the extra little lines of play, especially, you know, setting up the Requiem, going to be pretty important. All right, what else we got back here? We have Ubel sporting off once again the Fiendsmith stuff. I knew that this Fiendsmith stuff was going to be some very popular things that people were going to try, but I didn't expect to see this in like every single build. You know what I mean? Like, once again, we're just adding so much into the Fiend toolbox. I mean, you already were doing the Ubel stuff. You had the Unchained package splashed on into this. Actually playing Chaos Core. It's kind of cool. But the fact that, you know, you also see the Fabled Lori in here being one of those cards that, once again, you want to keep an eye on for future meta. We've known this for a while, and the OCG has taught us that Fabled Lori is one of those very stupid, expensive cards that you're actually going to want to have. Wow. I can't say I didn't see that one coming, but okay, all this little Fiendsmith stuff. And, of course, the power of the Phantom of Ubel. Yeah, this just looks like a normal day in the office out here, for all intents and purposes. We have... Are you kidding me? We have more Fiendsmith for you today? I guess I must have just underestimated the power of Fiendsmith out here in terms of, this deck's splashability, because now suddenly we're shoving this on into this, of all things? Oh, we're playing the Silhouette in here as well. Our little, you guys remember the Link 2 bunny, right? That basically gives you the ability to toggle through, some of the more exciting little negations that you can have. Hey, by playing one brick in your deck, you get access to, some little extra negations. It's kind of worth it. So we're also playing the Angel of Tears, and you target a face-up monster on the field. Its controller's opponent takes damage equal to the number of cards in their hand times 200. Then negate the targeted effects till the end of the turn. If effect damage is inflicted, banish this card, send a normal trap card directly from your hand or deck. And if this set card if this is set from the hand, it can be activated this turn. All right, well, this is pretty good. So, hello, Silvera. Hello, Silhouette. Yeah, I can only imagine the stupid little interactions you can kind of start to get because of this. The thing is, there's nothing that searches this. So this would have to be something that you would have to actually draw along the way. And I don't know if that's good or not. Honestly, I don't think that is. But who knows? Unsearchable good stuff can typically do some pretty interesting things when need be. All right. Oh, man. So to everybody out here that's like, oh, hey, we're doing some White Forest stuff. Yes, we are. But this build is quite interesting. We are doing the Manadium reframing down here because we can get to Vices here to be able to kind of toggle up for this. And of course, this is where you finally start to see the toy soldier stuff start to shine. And, the fact that, you can deploy a toolbox, set these up, and then you can start eating, these set cards off of your field, and then they special summon themselves. You start to get this endless little wall of good stuff kind of starting to populate here. I do see we actually have the one copy of the Vesper Grissu, and of course we have 2 copies of the Mulch Chummy in here as well. This card is stupid. I think this might be one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh cards that has ever been printed, especially, as you're going through things. But this might be the new Modern Era Synchro Toolbox. I'm very curious to know what people are going to be able to come up with the toolbox of things that you've got in this deck, because there are so many things that you can do with this. TCG's just been all trying to play this Runic, but this might be the way, honestly. All right. Is this Trap Tricks with Rika cards? I see that we have do we call this a small Rika package? Because you're doing 1 Lizard, 1 Beetle, triple seed, and then 1 copy of the Himajome just for some draw power, and then you're focusing more on the insect plant side of things with the Trap Tricks package to kind of generate that advantage tree that you need. I think that's fine. You do see down here that we have the old Sarah as a 2 of. To be fair, though, I feel like with Sarah being at this number, you can't really afford to put much more in here. As much as you might be like, oh, hey, you want to extend this, I don't really know if you can. I do see that we do have the 1 of Thrust in here, and I do see Yield Phantasmes. The general, I love drawing some cards, but outside of that, also only playing 2 copies of the Rika Bloom in here as well. It is nice to see the Rika package being able to help out something like Trap Tricks, making sure that this deck can definitely get some of the, I would say, more steady gas, so you can kind of set up your fields and go. And last but not least here, we have more of the White Forest stuff for you here. Once again, sporting off Toy Soldier with the Toy Tank in here with the triple toy box, and you're definitely seeing the power that's being presented through these little cards. Being able to send these things off and get this free advantage off of these 2 is so nuts. Hey, once again, there's the Mulchy Chummy making its rounds. Thanks, Konami. I'm really glad that you could somehow manage to make one of the dumbest cards we could ever actually expect to see. But it's also nice to see, the White Woods or the White Forest stuff actually making some rounds in the course of the meta. Good stuff. So what do you guys think about the craziness that is starting to unfold here? Because to be honest with you, there is a lot to come, and I am genuinely very excited about that. So please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. You guys stay safe out there, all right? Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.